Okay. This is all some real unflattering shit, by the way. Should be very happy that I'm doing this, because these are not good angles. I guess I should be wearing my apron. That makes it better. And also, I should just be wearing my apron anyway, because that's what it's for, to not look like a monster and keep clean and yada yada yada. Let's see, how does this shit work? Maybe I put some sandpaper on a sanding block. I think it needs to be trimmed up. I don't know where my scissors went. Oh, there they are. Oh, I took them. Who should I have been? This is exactly what you needed to see me doing. It's trimming sandpaper. Guess I should have turned the camera on a little later. But if you made it this far, see me do stupid stuff and trim sandpaper. Actually, you're not going to see me trim sandpaper. You're listening to me talk about sandpaper. You're trusting that I'm actually trimming sandpaper. I could be doing drugs or, I don't know, any number of things over there. Just pretending to trim sandpaper like high schoolers do when they're doing drugs. All right, sandpaper on this block. Seems like it should click in or something. Snap, pop. I don't know. Maybe I didn't trim it enough for it to pop into place. Dear sandpaper. Okay, did it pop? Maybe it just broken it. I think it's just broken at this point. It was an add-on item on Amazon, making it very cheap, like $1 or something. I don't know. We'll get by. This is just like a polishing kind of sand on the edge of both of these shoes. This is a fine sandpaper. I don't know. I got some graduated sandpapers. This is like middle. It's definitely not as rough as the sanding belt I had. I don't have a number for you though, because I just did it by feel from like the pack of them. It's like definitely taking some material off though. It's not just a polishing sand, but it's not. You wouldn't make any progress if you needed to actually like shape the boot with this. And for anybody that doesn't have a power sander, I didn't on my first pair I didn't use the belt sander like I did today. But you gotta be a lot more diligent in terms of use my finger for this little inside bit. You gotta be a lot more diligent in terms of trimming your heel if you're gonna sand by hand. You want to get it down as close as you can to the right shape, and then just sand off the burrs and like the parts that are sticking out by hand. You don't want to do like I did and just kind of get a rough shape of your shoe and then hit the sander for an hour. No, you don't want to do that. That'll make you lose all enjoyment that you may have derived from this hobby. It's a little bit wonky. Yeah. Well, sand as little as you can by hand. It'll improve your quality of life. But really, having a belt sander helps so much for getting the shape of the sole right. I can't tell it, like you saw how wonky the sole was on my other shoe, and I really, I tried. I feel like I tried. Maybe I didn't spend like 2 days sanding it, but I'm just not a good hand sander. It's not an easy skill. Okay. Just a little bit of a lip there. I'm not gonna stress about it. I could So I don't really want to go hit the sander again, just for this little tiny lip. Okay, that's one of those things that you just let go. Or do you? I don't know, maybe at this point. Yeah. You really, sorry, I'm getting away from the camera. You really can't see it. Right here is where I'm talking about. So you can see that the leather just sticks out a tiny bit from the rubber. Barely anything, but you really notice it when sanding. Let it go, let it go. It's easy to be a perfectionist. I'm gonna sand this thing in here too. A little bit. I think it'll help. I'm really happy with the way we did this in here, sanding it ahead of time. This would have been a pain in the ass. I probably wouldn't have finished today if we didn't do that step. I have no idea how I would have trimmed this out properly. It probably would have sliced it into the sole, and it would have been an ordeal, or I would have tried it with a Dremel, and it would have looked all wonky. Yeah, very happy with that decision. Okay. Brush it off a little bit. Get this little brush. It's not even a shoe brush. It works like a shoe brush. Just getting some dust off and not really scrubbing it. Again, this is not a shoe we're going to polish because it's a flesh out or a rough out. I'm going to do the other shoe with the sandpaper while I still have it loaded. And then I'm going to do one more grit finer. I just don't want to keep reloading sandpapers. Where'd the other shoe go? Oh, here it is. Right at my feet. For the most part, just you get comfortable with the fact that your second shoe is probably going to look a little bit better than your first shoe. Try to, I don't know, there's two schools of thought, I guess. I don't even know if there's schools of thought, because there's probably not that many people that are sucky like this early on doing shoes they're planning on wearing. But you can either even out, like go first step on this one, then first step on that one, and try to like even out the mistakes. So one might have upper problems and one might have sole problems, or not problems, but you know, little issues, that sort of thing. Or you can try to like compile all of the problems into just one shoe. So you always do like the left shoe second or the right shoe second, and you really just end up with one shoe with more problems. This is what we're doing, kind of. This is the second shoe. This is the better shoe, I think, because I've been doing everything else on that shoe first, for the most part, learning how to do it. Not learning, but just making sure I'm doing it right, and then coming back and going on video after I already have, you know, some idea. I didn't do that early on, as most of you know. I mean, all of you know. No one's watching this shit without watching the whole thing, I think. But yeah. Get this instep. This one has a little bit of a burr too. Yeah. Is this insteps or difficult? We'll just leave it at that. Not burr. More of like just a little lip where the leather still sticks out a little bit further than the rubber. See, when you sand it flat, you can see the leather kind of like starts to come over it and smush down over the rubber, and that's what like looks bad, but you can really get rid of that pretty easily. Just kind of run your finger on it. Don't clip your fingernails for a week, and do that. And get the inside of this a little bit. We are almost there. We're so tantalizingly close. I'll probably make another video if I can remember in a few weeks or a few months, depending on how much I wear these, just to come back and revisit any problems that may have like cropped up that I don't know right now, but will start to show themselves later, like if the nails aren't holding or the pegs aren't holding or they're not comfortable or they just don't break in or the shank or the shoe collapses because of the misplaced shank. I'll probably come back and do that at a later time. Alright, so now we have this really fine bullshit sandpaper that I don't think does anything probably, but people, you know, people are like, use it. By people I mean like people that actually know what they're doing, like cool Reddit people. Like, I forget his name always, the guy, the Atma boot. I'm basically following his guide for doing it, his edges. And by following, I mean like I read it once 2 months ago and I kind of internalized it. And I'm doing a half-assed job at remembering it, even though I should have just read it again. But yeah. He said get a lot of sandpaper, and he sands it down a lot. Ooh, that's really smooth. Just doing this shoe first because I have it in my lap. Going against the theory of doing this shoe second on everything. It's not really a big deal when it just comes to hitting it with this really soft sandpaper. Yeah, this one doesn't remove much material at all. Like, if your shoe is shaped, this is pretty much how it's gonna be shaped. This is really just kind of getting it ready for burnishing. Getting it real ready. I've gotten so like gung-ho about finishing these that I've done like no work the last 2 days. It's weighing on me a little bit, but man, I'm gonna have new boots. So what the fuck do I care? Like, oh man, getting too excited. Paper bunching up, losing technique, losing focus, racing to the end. Trust me, you're gonna get this far and you're gonna want to finish so bad. You're just gonna want to be done. And then you're gonna want to make another pair. I'm serious, it seems like a chore and a half when you're doing it and you just want to be done and then you just want to start over. I'm gonna probably immediately start over on a pair of like, so these are like knockoff Viberg boots. I'm gonna knock off their slippers again, like I did with the green ones, but you know, now that I have some more practice in me, I want to do them with suede, or maybe calfskin. I have some calfskin. It's real thin. It might be good. But yeah, I just immediately want to get back on the horse. I remember thinking also, like, during every step, you're like, oh, this is the worst step. I can't wait till I start lasting. And then you're lasting. I can't wait till I start building the... I can't wait till I start pegging. You're like, ugh. Then you get tired of pegging. I forgot to put that nail in the center of this one. So this boot's actually behind now. Yeah, every step you're like, I can't wait to get to the next step. And then you, I don't know. They all have their own merits. Right now I'm like, I can't wait till I do a welt again. But I can guarantee you that when I get to welting, I'm gonna be so mad at myself and frustrated, and in a good way. You get frustrated, you do it, and you feel good about it. Okay, let's get a nail in this one real quick. Oh, before I die of sweating. So, right, dead center. Yeah, that looks right about right. Not dead center. Center of the bottom. Let's see if I have a nail out that I can use in the packaging again. Yep, got my nail left. Should be perfect. Didn't drink any of my coffee that I made. Nice and easy. Just dive it in a little bit, drive it home. Hit myself in the hand as I'm watching it get driven in. There we go. Good. That was quick and easy. Whoo-wee. These things are coming together. I wonder, I feel like this is like one of those things I'm gonna regret, but I really want to turn this boot hook a little bit. There we go. Perfect. That was easy. That was much easier than I expected. That one has a nice dome on it because I had the tool. You can see it's kind of round and shiny, and then these ones are all flat and squished. Oh well. Now it's time for burnishing, I guess. I don't know if I'll stop and make another video for burnishing.